who people think I am. It shows that the parents do not think, that your parents now are basically thinking that you're somebody different or things of that nature. So we see a lot of that, within the verbal bullying. We see, we talk about the insults, we talk about the name calling. Well, let's just look at it. Let's just put it right where it is. It starts, again, everything starts at home. It starts right at the house. These are things that people see. These are things that people hear. And because of that, it goes out into everybody else. When we talk about as we talk about the definition of it, the teasing, the intimidation, things of that nature. Well, also that doesn't just happen within colleges. It happens in high schools. It happens within the middle schools and also in the grade schools. We see that a whole lot, especially when you're basically trying to get in where you can fit in. We see a lot of that. We see a lot of bullying in that aspect also too. And the reason why they do that is because, again, as you say, you want to get in where you can fit in. Well, if this is the end thing, then what I want to do is I want to be with the crowd. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to always be with the crowd if I can, because I don't want to be an outcast.
Right.
And that's basically what we're looking at. So that's where we see a lot of types of verbal bullying. Verbal bullying, when we see people that are, talking about each other, talking against each other. We even see family members. You'll be surprised of how you see family members that will actually be talking against each other. That could be a form of bullying because they don't like the way that their families are. They don't like the way that how their families are basically in their upbringing. Well, if they're talking about them, then basically what that's doing, that's just saying, well, okay, well, why are you bullying this person in that way, in an aspect like that? So we see a lot of that also.
Right. Okay, now this third topic, this covert bullying, and like I said earlier, that just that word that they use, that covert, this is one of, I guess you can, to use layman terms if we could, one of the slickest forms of bullying, where you're doing it, but you're trying to do it on the slide where you're not getting caught, or you're not confronting this person, let's say, in their face.
Correct.
Or whatever. You're going behind their back doing this thing, you're spreading lies and rumors and things of that nature, and what you do is you want to get other people to go along with you. The more you have to be on your side or take your side, the better, the more, I think it's more empowered they would feel.
It's being a coward.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
So,
it's just being a coward.
And you hide behind this situation. A lot of times it's, you want to make yourself seem like you're cool, or like you said, and all of these things pretty much bounce off of each other. Because like you want to be a part of that in crowd, or you want to join a specific organization or group or whatever the case may be, just so you feel normal or accepted, if you would. But another part, and like, these, in which we've also seen, and you brought some of these points up too, the playing the jokes part.
Correct.
You'll say, well, we see where some people, and I had a coworker who actually, and I won't name any names or whatever, that where his daughter actually experienced this, where how they had the Instagram and things of that nature.
Correct.
And they took pictures, they hacked her Facebook page, took her pictures, and put little crazy comments that what they call tagging the pictures or whatever.
That's right, exactly.
And he actually had to go and file a police report and make it known, because that's one of the things, and we're going to get on that a little bit later on as we go with this. But some people, you think it's a game, you think it's a joke, it's ha 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 ha, it's cute, this, that, and other, but it's not. And you really need to think about the repercussions of what this incident can cause. I mean, like you said, the young man who committed suicide, he jumped off the bridge. And we've seen other, and I'm going to point out some statistics as far as this suicide goes. And the numbers are alarming. The rate of suicides that are taking place, and I know you see it on a daily basis, or it's such a big occurrence in your other job and everything with law enforcement as being a sheriff and everything. But it's just, I almost get tongue-tied and lose my train of thought, because I want the people to realize how serious this is. This is no joke. I mean, myself and Keith, we're up here trying to put out this information because we need you guys to be aware. We need you to wake up and see what's really going on in our community. This bullying has gotten to the point where the numbers have reached such an epidemic proportion that it just doesn't make any sense. So the first thing, like I said, we want you guys to be aware. We're putting out the 4 types that are the most common. We're putting this information out there, like I said earlier, and it would behoove everyone, please. This show is not, I mean, we've done a lot of fun shows and things of that nature,
Exactly.
and, we had fun with it and things, but this right here, this broadcast is so serious, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be spoken about, because maybe this broadcast will help you to help someone else, Because there's a lot of times, a lot of these people will fall through the cracks. And I assume you see it all the time.
Sure.
And if you want to just expound on that for a minute, because I just get so passionate about this thing, But go ahead if you would.
I recall where when we did one of the radio shows, and I remember that we had a person that actually had it called in from Florida, and needless to say, I was so I thought about that after the person called, because the person was like, we have no information like this, here in Florida, because there's a lot of bullying that's going on even there, and we were so privy to receive, to talk to this person, because they were so passionate about as far as trying to get information on what could they do, and I think they even went as far as to saying, well, could you possibly all even bring the program here to Florida if they could, because we're having these issues that are here. So again, when you're talking about the covert, again, you're talking about a lot of, and we see a lot of this more actually with a lot of females, a lot more now than we do with a lot of males, especially when we're seeing, the younger kids that, when I say younger kids, we're talking ages of 15, 16, 17, that want to fit in with the crowds, that want to, go out and hang out, be with parties and things like this and whatever. And again, you'll be surprised at how they'll isolate a certain individual, or they'll isolate people because they don't want them to be with them. Well, again, that's also a part of bullying. It also, when you see these type of things. So when you talk about as far as even, the mimicking, things of that nature, talking about, somebody else, or basically, again, playing jokes, things of this nature. But it doesn't just start just with the youth. We have adults that fall into these categories also. We see that a lot. Even on your job, we see where adults are being bullied on their own jobs. Far less when they're trying to, what's the old saying, trying to make rank, trying to go up the ladder, this and that or whatever. You'll be surprised that when people in the workplace are basically feeling that they can, if a person is bullying them because they don't like how they look, they don't like how they're acting, things of this nature. Or basically if they feel like that they are, it's a problem if you're intimidated. If a person gets intimidated by this person, because guess what? This person may move up. Well, guess what I've got to do? I've got to do something in order to try to keep that person down. That's a form of bullying. That's truly a form of bullying. So we see a lot of that also even within the workplace.
Right. Now, what we're going to do, and we'll be taking a break here shortly. When we come back, we're going to go to our call-in segment. And for those of you, the call-in number will be flashing across your screen for you guys that's viewing at home. It's area code 256-355-4567. Again, that number is area code 256-355-4567. If you have been a victim of bullying, if you are the bully yourself and you're watching, we hope you're paying attention, because when we come back, Keith is going to let you know what some of the consequences are. I also want you guys to realize, don't be ashamed. If this is happening to you, call us. Ask us whatever questions, concerns you may have for myself or for Keith. We're here. We chose this topic tonight. We're here to make you guys informed. Feel free. Call us. We'll be back. As soon as we take this break, the call-in number is there. We hope that everyone tuning in will get the opportunity to call, and we're going to deal with this cyberbullying, which right now is one of the most prevalent forms of bullying. So with that being said, please take it upon yourself. Call us. Any issues, concerns, questions, comments, whatever the case may be, we welcome you guys all. But we'll be right back after this break.
Since 1929, the directors of Reynolds Funeral Home provide unique funeral services to meet the needs of every family. Our staff of dedicated professionals is available to assist you in making final arrangements. From casket choices to funeral flowers, the directors at Reynolds Funeral Home will guide you through this difficult moment. You're welcome to call us at any time, any day of the week for immediate assistance, or visit our funeral home in person at your convenience. Visit our website.
Winsett Financial is committed to maintaining the highest standards of integrity and professionalism in their relationship with you. They provide you with only the highest quality information, services, and products to help you reach your goals.
Winsett Financial is awesome. I recommended them to all my friends and family.
My first visit was complimentary. Winsett helped me with my taxes and my retirement. They are excellent.
When you push furniture in, do bulky cables keep pushing it out? Then power it up with the side socket, the swiveling multi-plug miracle that allows you to move cords and furniture flush against the wall. Just plug in, pivot, and power up 6 different components. The unique swiveling action creates extra space where you need it most. Go ahead, push back couches, chairs, and more to make every room bigger than before. Finally move kitchen appliances against the wall, increasing counter space. And it's the perfect and safe way to reroute power away from sinks with ease. Side Socket is even equipped with optional anti-surge protection to protect expensive electronics. Call now to get your side socket for just $10. But wait, we'll include another side socket free. Just pay separate processing and handling. That's 2 side sockets, all for just $10.
To order side socket for $10 plus processing and handling, call 1-800-970-3051. That's 1-800-970-3051 or order online at sidesocket.com.
And we're back. Again, as I stated earlier, right now we've come to the part of the segment where we will be taking people that call in. And I encourage you guys, again, the number is at the bottom of your screen, area code 256-355-4567. And as we're waiting on people to call in, and again, I encourage you guys, do not feel like you're embarrassed or anything of that nature. And feel free just to, however you want to expound, whatever questions you may have, we will do our best to our ability to answer it. I mean, we don't have degrees in this thing right here, but please do call in. And I'm thinking, if I'm not mistaken, we already have a caller that's holding. No, we don't. Okay, no, okay, I stand corrected. But I encourage you guys, if you want to, feel free, do call in. But in the meanwhile, while we're waiting for you guys to call in, if that be the case, we're going to go ahead and dive into this cyberbullying, which right now, with this age of technology, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what else is it? So many, oh my God, we can go on and on and on.
Well, when you talk about social media just itself, you're basically just talking too much that the social media the epidemic of social media has gotten so fierce that you're finding kids now that basically know more about the computers than adults do. We're seeing a lot of the cyberbullying, it goes all the way back to, it's not just the Facebooking. Of course, the Instagram, and you spoke about the tagging, things of that nature and whatever. But we're seeing a lot of this that's going on, this is happening in the schools a lot. We see a lot more of that even on the college campuses than we see more than anything. But you have to realize too, with these kids now that they have when you have a cell phone, basically each kid that that has a cell phone basically has any type of social media that is on that phone. The biggest thing right now, whereas Facebook is making so much money because of what they do as far as getting things out there. We had a situation, I'll give the situation about a year ago. I was on my way home, and we had a call that came on my radio where there was a party going on at a neighborhood that I patrol frequently. And all of a sudden when I got there was every bit of 500 kids at this party. And the party was actually in an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. Come to find out, as we got deep into it and found out how everybody found out about the party, well, the party was on Facebook. The party was on Facebook, and everybody knew about the party. And the party was, and it just simply stated that, parents are out of town, everybody come on over. Well, needless to say, as we got over there, we found is that there was every bit of 500 kids that was actually in a 2-bedroom apartment, so which basically means that they were coming all out the parking lot. They were actually parked over into 2 or 3 of the other different parking lots, things of that nature. Social media plays a big part, and it's so much because we see a lot of the fight clubs. I say that very strenuously. We say fight clubs, whereas we're seeing a lot of people are posting these things on different types of social media, talking about that there's going to be a fight either at school or there's going to be a fight somewhere. There's a meeting place for the fights, and basically that's a big form of bullying, especially when the person that's being bullied all of a sudden gets the word by Facebook or by Instagram, things or whatever, where it's going to go down, at 3 o'clock or it's going to go down at 4 o'clock. So we see a lot of that different type of bullying that's going on all the time. The cyberbullying, it's so deep because we're seeing that when people look at those type of things, they get feared for their lives because of the cyberbullying, because there's so many different types of ways that you can be cyberbullied now. We talk about the Instagram. We're seeing a lot of people that are, what we find is that the people with low self-esteem, things of this nature or whatever, what's happening is that they will get those pictures of those kids, things of that, and what they're doing is that they're actually taking their faces off bodies, putting them on someone else. That's a form of bullying. We see a whole lot of that all the time also too. So cyberbullying is again, we have 4 types here, but cyberbullying